right, there we go. Hey everyone, Richard Carlton here. Welcome to another great day of FileMaker training at fmtraining.tv. I'm the creator of fmtraining.tv, where you can learn all about the FileMaker platform and learn how to build better FileMaker applications for you, your customers, your organization. This broadcast is completely free to everyone and is being broadcast in high definition to Discord, YouTube, and to Twitch. This broadcast is being recorded, which is really great. Of course, we might clean up the recording a little bit, so if we make a malfunction during the live stream, then of course we reserve the right to clean that up on the recording later on. However, because it's a live broadcast, we encourage you to ask questions. In fact, some people get aggravated when there's this dialogue with you and we ask questions. We want questions. If you have a question, odds are other people have the question too. And so I want to thank everyone for logging in. Ken and TK and Dave One, Dave Learning, Ed, Elzo, Carol, Jake, Mike, all of you, welcome once again to another great broadcast. Now, as a reminder, if you want to check out the upcoming broadcast, go to fmtraining.tv, press the left tab for the live button. You can see the upcoming broadcast schedule. That's pretty awesome. Additionally, if you want to help support this channel, right? We always say this, this broadcast is brought to you by fmtraining.tv, bringing you the greatest and the most entertaining FileMaker training videos available. So the idea is that if you want to help support the channel, make sure you check out our on-demand video bundles. We have videos that cover the latest version of FileMaker. We have videos that cover the deploy course. In fact, we used to sell the courses individually. Anymore, it's just much simpler to sell a complete bundle for a low price. We do this on an annual basis. So if you buy one of the bundles, that really helps support the channel. It ensures that we can keep coming back every day, because this broadcast actually takes a lot of money to run. The people here don't work for free. As much as I would love that to be the case, they do want to get paid. So moving along, today's broadcast is being supported by the folks at the Los Osos office. That would be Haley Marie, Christian Olson, and the awesome coaching team down there. They're originating the broadcast. And so let's go ahead and cut over to them right now and get our guest speaker going as well.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 3 of Nick's UI UX design. Nick, thank you for joining us today. I'm glad I can be back today for day 3. I missed the first 2 days, which seemed quite exciting. I see we already have a question from John, and Nick, he wants to know if Miles has been found.
No, actually, yes. Okay, that's a good question. Hello, everybody. I'm very happy that you're there, and I'm very, very excited today, because today is a big day. Okay, so but I'm going to be slow. I'm not going to rush, but it's still a big day. Yeah, we found Miles. So Miles has been got caught in a time rift and in a triangle, in a Bermuda Triangle, and we found him on the 24th century, and he's captive from the Duras sisters, which is they are the Loser and Betor. They capture Miles, and I hope, like they said, I hope you die well. So we found Miles. So we need to go to get Miles. So that's why today we're not going to drive a plane. We are going to drive the USS Enterprise itself. Okay, but we're still learning. So we hope we can get it to warp speed at the end of this broadcast. So yeah, so today is a big day. So if you have any kind of emergency, you need to check where the nearest emergency exits in case of problems, and be careful, and don't forget that the closest emergency exit could be behind you. Okay, so and so okay, so yesterday we talked about many things, and we are going to follow up on what we said yesterday. And so yesterday something interesting came up, and somebody asked me for something. I mean, somebody sent in the air, or kind of, or something I could do demonstrating today. And today I'm going to demonstrate multiple things, but that will be included, which is how to edit current data, existing data, editing existing data with the possibility of canceling what you just did. But you will see that you will get much, much more out of this. And as you expect, it will be 100% FileMaker, no Java stuff, and no SQL BS, and no JSON and globals and set fields and nothing of this. This is no good. This is not lean design. Lean design is your script must be less than 15 lines. That's it. If you have more than this, that means you don't comply with the lean design requirement. Period. Okay. So it's very exciting. So rumor says today's broadcast. No. Okay. So today broadcast. Yes, that's the question. Today broadcast is not in French. Today broadcast will be in Klingon. So Kapla, everybody. Okay, and let's. So let's go. Because of the time flying here.
Yep.
And we have the master Yodalton. We have the hologram of Rick
Yep.
every day. So okay, so let's start. Okay, so today I'm going to show. Let's put that on the side right quick. So we drive the USS Enterprise. So we need to be careful here. Okay. So I put that on the side here, and actually I can put here on the side because I have many. Okay. So yesterday we started with how to manage. Lot of many objects on the layout, and how we can manage to get much more real estate, even though we have a lot of fields and a lot of things showing up. So far yesterday, we demonstrated that we could switch from all of this here, all this design here, all those fields. We could show the information in two rows here, two blocks, this one and this one. Okay, so we demonstrated that yesterday, and that was awesome. So we demonstrated that yesterday. I'm not going to come back here, but I want to follow up on this because sometimes happen that we have this kind of construction. We have, what's the name? Checkboxes like this, and we have checkboxes like this, and we want to show that, right? So we want to show the information on the layout. But as you can see here, it's kind of taking a lot of real estate here, right? So you can imagine, okay, just for 8 fields plus those 2, that's it. I'm done with in my column here. I'm done with the real estate. That's a lot of real estate taken for nothing. So I'm going to show you that we can continue in the same kind of concept here, of the popover. And let's say this is cities. So we duplicate this and we say this is city. Okay. So we can display. I want to display this inside a popover. So far so good. I can just remove this. And this is contact cities, okay? And so I have a popover contact cities here, see here, and I want to remove those things, and I want to put this kind of checkbox block here, okay? And so this is my cities, right? So, and see here I have this, okay? This is my cities. I love it. It looks nice. Okay. So now that's good, but it's okay. But let's say I have 2 cities here. Okay. Or I have one city here. So I want the cities to come here, right? Inside the title. And so I say, yeah, okay. Let's do something. Let's do this. So I'm showing you the result, and then I'm showing you how you do that. Okay. So let's say we want this, And I'm pretty sure you guys have seen that many times in many of applications. You select one city, you select two city. Oh, Santa Clara, San Luis Obispo, and now you have San Jose. Okay, and now, yeah, I have a bug here. No worries. And now I want to select a four. So I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, and now I want 4, 5, 6, 7. You know. So what happened here? I say, okay, I have those 3. Yeah, it's a little bug here. I generated a bug earlier, so I'm going to fix later. Okay, let's forget about this. But focus on the numbers here. So as I increase the number of cities, right? As I increase the number of cities, what's the name? I'm showing 3 because I cannot show all of them here, but I'm giving the indication to the user that there's 2 more checked, and Santa Clara, San Luis Obispo, and San Jose checked, plus Portland and Fairfield. If I add a 4th one, a 3, 4. So if I add another one, you have those 3 still, and those 3, and plus 3. Okay, and it works on the first arrive, first serve. Okay, that's how it works. First arrive, first serve. Okay, so how this works? Okay, how this works? So, and first of all, I want to show you something else before I show you how it works. So you say, okay, so if you want to see all of the cities, you just say, okay, there's 1 plus. Okay, let me see which one it is. Okay, so that's the first one. That's the first thing to do. Okay, now you can say, okay, you want the tooltip. Okay, you want the tooltip to show whatever in the city, because this field here, the field we are modifying, it's the field city. This is only a file with an auto-entry calculation that I use for display. So as a tooltip, I want to show all what inside city. So here what you do, you select this, you have all of those selected, and when you hover your mouse here, you have this. You see all the cities. So you don't need to click and open the thing. So you have the what's the name? The popover, and at the same time you have what's the name? The tooltip that shows you all the field, all the cities inside, right? And the topic, the tooltip is very useful for that scenario. Okay, so when you cannot show everything, because let's say you show 2 lines on the text and you have 5 lines, but you're showing only 2, because most of the time you have 2 lines. Okay. But when you have more, you want to be able to show more without you expand it. So you use the tooltip. Tooltip is very useful. I'm going to show you more of this in the future. So let's say I want to use the same technique here, and I want to for the type of contact, for example. So I'm duplicating this, okay, and so that is the type, okay, and so inside this, inside this popover, I just delete this. I glide this here, slide this here, okay, and make that smaller, and I change that. That is contact types, because I can have more, okay, more than once. So now I want to build my display here. Don't worry, you don't have to worry about this, okay. You create a new type, display, okay. Type display here. It's text. It's an auto-entry calculation, and you use a nice custom function of mine that you're going to get at the end of the week. Yeah, by the way, Friday broadcast, Friday, giveaway Friday, you get this file. this, because I'm modifying this file every day, I'm making more and more, I'm implementing things every day in that file. I don't want to give you the file right now. I will give you the file on Friday when everything will be done, and you will get everything at once. Okay, so you get this file on Friday. So flat list counter, that's how I call this. So you say, okay, I want the type, and I want to display free value, and then after free, start counting +1, +3, +1. Yeah. So you do this, you use this custom function. I'm going to show you the custom function later. And then you say, okay, you want to show the type display. Okay. So here you go. You have veteran, member, and then other +1, +3, +4. I'm going to fix that problem here. I know what I did. I'm going to fix it. Don't worry. Over Friday, you will have the file without the bug here. The last here is missing. I know what I've done. So the custom function here, I don't want to go too far on this. You have a custom function here, which is pretty much self-explanatory, but I can understand if you have problem here. Okay. So I can understand this is maybe not understandable for you, but if you want to use that technique, you don't need to understand that. You just use the constant function and that's it. You know, you don't need to understand that. You use the constant function and you have this here doing this. So this is a great technique. So I don't know if you noticed, but we have so far we have reorganized this layout here, and we are displaying this, all of this here, here. So you see how you save real estate when you use techniques like that, because most of the time, you know, you don't have all checked. If you have all checked, okay, you have all checked, you know, and you can have the same here, the same tooltip technique here. You don't want contact city, but you want contact type, right? And voila. So here you have the tooltip that shows the cities and the tooltip that shows the types, right? So I got, okay, so let me check if we have any question. On Discord here, I got me on FileMaker and I got me on Carlton. Okay. Okay, so there's no question on Discord, no question anywhere. Okay. Nope. So let's start talking about the big thing. So yesterday, I show you something that was great. Let's say that was good but not great. Okay. And so this is what it was. Okay, you want to add a new. So yesterday scenario was, I am in a position where it is important for my users to create and edit contacts. They have a great need of creating. So okay, if that's the case, we need to build a UI. Okay, we are going to build a UI, a user interface that will support a user experience. Out of the box, FileMaker give you, you know, create a new record and you edit here, right? In my case here, if you have a new record and you edit here, okay, you click here, then you click here, then you click here, etc. Okay, experience on this experience here is not, it's okay, but it's not great neither, right? You know, when you have a lot of things on your layout, you want your user, and especially when you want your user to make sure they are editing, they are entering all the fields you want them to enter. So to support this kind of scenario, where I must help my users to create contact, right? Then you build a UI. If you don't need to create contact that much, if you don't create contact at all, if you import contact, for example, from a list, you don't need a UI. What you need to, I'm not saying that, oh, now if you want to create record with FileMaker, you need to use what I'm showing right now. No, it's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if your situation is that you want your users, okay, to be efficient and to create new contacts with the exact amount of data and all the record, all the field, field. So you need to help them, and you need to come with a UI, a user interface. Then you can have a support for what you want to accomplish. So the support was to click here, create a new. So I know if you notice here, I am in this. Let's say, I quit it. Okay. Never mind, my bad. So I was here, I was in this contact here, okay? And I want to create a new one. See what happened. I am on the first contact here out of 80,000, okay? So I create a new one. So and I had William Wood here. I create a new one. It goes away, it's blank. I'm at the end now of 80,001. I'm at the end. And as I type, you can see on the back things filling up. This is terrible. This was yesterday. I just want to do the basic stuff, okay? But that's terrible. That's not good at all. It's confusing. You don't know what happened, why things are filling up on the back. This is terrible. This is not good at all. We don't want that to happen. And especially when you cancel, it goes away and you are at the end when you were at the beginning. So you lose your customer, you lose your users doing this. They lost, you get them lost completely. This behavior here is much better. Look, I'm adding a new, nothing happened. I'm still on 80,000. I have a blank creating contact. I have a blank thing here. As I entered, nothing happened. Nothing is disrupting me. And if I cancel, I cancel, right? And if I said, okay, I want to create that, that guy, if I want to create that guy, okay, no problem. Address is my address, and city Santa Clara, okay. State California 997 whatever. Okay, so I have everything here. I created my record here. I created my new content is ready, and when I press OK, then bam, I'm there. Makes sense. It's clean. I created it. Everything there. Everything entered. Okay, everything filled up. So why did I do that? Why suddenly is not doing anything like it was doing before, like this? Okay, blank and blah blah. Because I am no longer creating the record in the current table, but I am creating the record on what we call a shadow table. Okay, so what is a shadow table? Okay, it's the table where things like that will happen, okay? But I'm going to explain the technique when I'm done demonstrating the thing. The demonstration here is to say, okay, you need to get yourself a support. Let me explain. When you want to do some work, you want to fix something and you want to build or something, and you want to use tools, hammers, screwdrivers, and stuff like that, you are not using as a support. You are not using grandma, antique dining table, veneered and stuff. You're not using that table. If you do, you're dead man, because your grandma will kill you. Okay. So what you do, you go somewhere else. You go to your workbench, okay, where you have all your tools and stuff like that, and you can drill and you can do all whatever you want and scratch everything because you don't care. It's your workbench. It's not the veneer antique dining table of grandma. Okay. So here is exactly the same thing. You want to do something, so you need to bring to yourself all what you need. You need to get all what you need in order to support your goal. Your goal is to fix the if your goal is to fix the toaster that doesn't work, you don't do that on the dining table of grandma. You do that on your workbench. You do that somewhere where you're not going to do damage to your environment, right? Or if you need to drill and stuff, do dust and stuff like that, your wife is going to kill you because you put dust all over the place. So to achieve a goal on everything you do in life, okay, you are bringing first the support, okay, to help you to achieve the goal. So here is the same thing. Here, what I'm doing here, I'm saying, okay, I need a new layout, okay, where I can put all the fields I need, okay, and where I can show what I want without disrupting grandma dining table. Let's say this is grandma dining table. When I do this, I am not in grandma dining table anymore. I'm somewhere else. I'm on my workbench. And when I'm done, okay, I'm showing my result, and I'm putting that nicely in the middle of the table. Okay, so this is what I've done here. So I create a UI to support my goals. Doing so now, I have the support. So now I'm free. I'm free to do whatever I want. Okay. So here, what I want to do now, I have this guy here. That's great. That's fantastic. Right? I want to edit that guy. Okay. So I'm editing that guy. So this is not the good one. Okay, hold on. I'm editing that guy here. Okay. Because I have evolutions to show you guys. So I want to edit that guy. So I'm editing that guy. Okay. And as you can see here, I have all the information. Nick Hunter, blah, blah, is there. Okay. Everything there. I can edit middle, I can edit the middle here. I can do whatever I want. And I can say now it's California. And, California, and I made a mistake here. It's not 9795. Okay. So I did some changes. I added the middle. I changed this and this. Okay. So now I say, okay, fantastic. I want that. Or you said, no. Oops. Sorry guys. I don't want to change that. Sorry. Cancel. Nothing happened. So I'm editing again, and I say, okay, yeah. You know what? I want this guy. Finally, I want that. But it's not 97, it's 94, okay? And that's an A at the end here, and it's look like this, okay? For example. So now I have the real editing stuff that I want to do, and so I validate this. I'm okay, This it was Nick Hunter, and I did some changes, so I validate the change. Boom, they're there, okay? So you can see I'm using exactly the same as the new one. I'm using the same for editing. The same layout, the same kind of support. I have a window. I'm creating a window, and I pretty much do whatever I want in the window. I'm outside. I'm not even in the same table anymore. So you will say, oh, Nick, yeah, okay. It's not possible. It's not possible to do that, right? So so you could so you can say, yeah, it's not possible. You can do that, and I say, yeah, you can. So that will be you laughing at me, okay? So you say, okay, no, Nick, this is not possible. You cannot edit and cancel. You need to revert. You need to use revert. You need to no. You don't have to. It's not the case. Okay. So what I want to show you now, okay, is that you can go even further on this. Okay. Let's say I want to edit this. I want to edit that record here. Okay. and I want to change that. I want to put that image here, since we are in the Star Trek. We are in the Enterprise, and this my middle name is Garon. Okay, and my address is the Klingon Great Hall. Okay, and still in Santa Clara. Okay, there's a lot of people in Santa Clara. So I changed the photos here. So I have a photo now, right? And I click OK, bam, I have this, or the photos came and stuff like that. If I edit again, you will see that it's doing again more editing. So now that you have the support, you can go even further, because yesterday somebody asked me the question. So we do before. Okay, I have a question. So we have a question here.
Yeah.
Grandma will kill you. That's sure. Is this technique? That we are in Discord here. Is this technique is part of what is referred as transactions? Yes, it is. Kind of. Okay, I'm going to explain the technique after. I want you to see the thing, and then you will understand. The other question is, I have a question about. No, there's no multi-user or record locking. You cannot lock the records, because each time you edit, you will see you create a new record each time you edit. So each time you edit, it's your editing. It's yours. Okay. So you cannot do a mistake here, and I will show you how I'm doing this. Don't worry about this. And Clarice recently released a video from audit log and transactional edits. Yeah, I don't know. I never saw that video. So Clarice recently released a video from CON. I don't know what CON means. Audit log and transactional edits. So yeah, I never saw that videos, but maybe they came with their. I don't think they use the same technique I'm using here. No, John said, am I using global? The answer is no. I'm not using global. Without shadow tables, if two users try to edit their, I should backtrack and use another name for shadow table, because I realized that shadow table has a meaning in a computer. So let's say we have a editing table. Let's call it editing table. Okay, not a shadow table. Let's call it editing table, and I'm going to show you. Yeah, so exactly, but with shadow table, each person will have a copy of the record on their own. Yes, it's true. It will create duplicates. No, it won't. No, it won't. So I'm going to, all the problems here. So Moki, I have a question, if I use the shadow table technique, no, I'm not going to create duplication. I'm not, it's because, I'm using FileMaker. I'm not using any other technique, any JSON, any SQL, any of all the things. So it will be, I noticed dialog box popping when you click the dialog. Yeah, it's true. It's because I'm local. It's because I'm local. But don't worry, it's not, it's not something that happened anymore after, you will see. And also I have 80,000 records, which is not a small amount of records anyway. But it's just, look, it's just rough. It's rough. It's not polished. Okay, so but it's worked very well. But I'm not done with the demo. So let's continue with the demo here. Unless Haley, do you have questions?
No, just a comment on YouTube. It says, I guess you need a special script to check for duplicates in the main table.
No, you don't have duplicates. I don't duplicate. Yeah. That's the key. I'm not duplicating. I'm not replicating. I'm not doing that. So it's that's why all those. I'm going to answer all those questions about duplication, replication. No, I'm not duplicating things. I'm updating things. It's not the same thing. Things that you guys need to know is before I left FileMaker, and that's the reason why I left FileMaker, by the way. I left for multiple reasons, personal reason. Then Rick, pretty much asked me to join the team and to do a kind of exciting work over there, over here at RCC. And I said, okay, maybe it's time for me to to use all my knowledge, because I was kind of circulating at FileMaker. It was after 8 years doing the same thing. Well, I was getting bored. Okay, to be honest with you, And so before I left, and why I slammed the door over there, is because of this new import dialog. Okay, the import dialog here. Let's do here the scripts for this dialog. Okay, so this dialog, I redesigned it completely. They didn't follow 100% of what I wanted, but originally they wanted to destroy that dialog, the import dialog. They want to destroy it. They want to strip it down the wires and do it like kind of for something that it wasn't intended to be. And they wanted to get rid of everything. And they didn't want to correct the problems. For example, the possibility to, I'm not going to do a course of an import dialog, but the possibility to just say, you can match now, you can type over and stuff like that, the fields and stuff like that. And I kept those three kind of three differences: add new record, update record, and replace record. They wanted to get that off the table. So I said, okay, hey, you know what? You can do that. If you do that, you destroy FileMaker. There's no way we can survive without this import dialog that like it is, right? But what they did over there, they completely 100% followed my recommendation on fixing the problems. Okay, that's why now I can play, I can dance, I can do the dance of the victory because I got what I wanted, and I wanted to be able to do what I'm doing now. I don't want to explain how the import dialog works. I want to show you how you can use the dialog box as a building block, as something that will help you build your own feature, build your own user experience. You use that as a building block, okay? And there's so many applications with the import dialog, especially now with the new one. Before, I was using that technique, but I wouldn't have advertised for it, okay? Now I can advertise for it, and I can even sing it, okay? So let me show you how I'm working here. So here what happened but before we go further, yesterday I told you, you remember, when you get, somebody asked me, when you have much more fields to display in one, when you have much more fields to display, can you scroll, and I said no. On the slide control, that was Friday on the accordion style. I said no, you cannot scroll. But because when you have a lot of you have a window. Let's say you have this case scenario. I'm showing you. You have this case scenario here. So here, see, so you have this, but here you have, see, you have this. You can scroll, because you have the correct UI, then you can have the correct user experience, because you have the object that you need, the right object. Popover is not the right object. Slide control is not the right object, which is right here. It's a new window, and you can use that, right? That the way. By the way, that was FileMaker came with. That was FileMaker came with those objects here, with those layers part, top navigation and bottom navigation, because those two here, bottom navigation and top navigation, they don't scroll, so they have because the header will scroll, because we are in our form view. We are in form view, and when you edit this here, right? And when you do this, you can scroll, right? So that's cool. You can scroll and have a long list of things, and then and when you arrive at the end, you have the OK button showing up, right? Mm-hmm. So this is what I want to show you with the cast that window. Now I want to show you something, how this works. Okay. How the edit button works. Here what I'm doing. Okay. Click edit. And let's debug this. Knowing that before I start, knowing that I have a duplicated table I call edit. So here I have all the fields, okay, that I want to be edited. Because maybe in contact, in contact you have IDs, you have links, you have a list of flag, the flow elasticity. You have many other fields that you don't want to be part of the editing dialog, because that's what we have. We have an editing dialog. You don't want everything to be editable. IDs you don't want to be editable, and there's many things you don't want to be editable. You want to edit a section, okay? And you can have multiple sections as well, right? You can expand that as well. But you need to have a kind of a editing table. Sorry if I use a shadow table. I shouldn't have called that way, because I realize that has another function. The meaning has another. The word has another meaning. Okay, so it's an editing table. Okay, editing table, and there's no even relationship between both tables here. I don't have relationship between contacts and contact edits. No relationship whatsoever. I don't need. I'm going to show you why. You don't need that. I'm not. I don't need. I'm not in a relationship kind of a transaction here. Okay. Just what I'm doing here, and I'm not replicating, duplicating. I'm not doing this. I'm updating. It's not the same thing. So let's click here. I'll click edit. So first of all, what I'm getting the contact ID from where I'm starting. That the contact, I'm in this contact, I'm on the contact ID here. Then I want a matching ID. I want something that I will use to make my matching update working. Okay, you will understand that in a minute. Then I'm set in contacts. In contacts, I'm setting a field with that ID here that I just populated. I created one UUID number, and then I'm going to use that multiple times. Okay, so I create once, and then I'm using that one multiple times. So that's why I create that in a variable. I'm setting a field. I'm setting one field in contact with that. Then I create a new window that goes to the contact edits layout, which point to the contact edit table. I'm in another table here. I'm not in contact. I'm in a contact edit table. You can see nothing show up so far. Okay. Then I create a new request. Okay, I'm creating a new request, a new record. Okay, and then I'm setting in contact ID. I'm setting the same link matching import. Okay, I'm setting so I have the link into contact and the link into contact edit with the same UUID number that I created at the beginning of the scripts. Now I am using the import technology of FileMaker to import inside this new request I just created. Okay, I'm importing, but I'm not importing. I'm using the import script steps, but I'm updating, update. So what that means, I click here, I have the information coming here. Okay, so they come here, right? Then I have this. Okay, all of this I'm showing. I'm not showing you now what is doing after that, but so far that's because that's for the next step. Okay, so this is what I'm doing here. So what this update do? Very simple. Very simple. This import dialog here, the source is contact, and the table is contact edit. So I want to update whatever in contact into contact edit with this match field import matching. Since it's a unique number in a UUID number that I just created for that script, so that link is available for me only. It's for me only. And there's no way And there's no way that somebody else can do the same thing, because if somebody else doing the same thing is going to create a new record and update it with another UUID number. So it will come from the same record, but the update will happen in another record. Okay. So now let's continue. So now I want to announce that I just joined the Q continuum. That means I am omnipotent. Okay. So I just joined. I just received the. So I'm going to, I changed my address. I'm now changing. So yeah, it's Santa Clara. There's a lot of people. We have the Klingon, we have the Qs, we have everybody. So so it's now I'm the Q. I'm Nick the Q. Okay. So I editing this contact, right? I'm editing it. Okay. So let's validate this. Okay. So what happened now when I validate? Because so far I brought whatever in the contact table to the contact edits. I do all my edits in the contact edits, and now I want to send back the information to the contacts table. Well, you guessed it, it's so easy. I'm just closing, because the relationship already done. The match field is already there. I did it for when I created this, when I edit the contact, I created this edit here, and I have already created the match field. So now I can just reverse it. This one was doing an update from contact to edits. Now you guessed it. The validation is going to do to edit to contact. That's it. It's very freaking simple, right? So yeah, Haley?
Yeah. So we have a couple of questions on YouTube, which I think you've kind of already answered these questions, but I'm going to ask them again anyway because there's new people popping in. The first one was, the table and the record ID are memorized as global variables, then used for searching the correct record in table.
Yeah, actually, yes and no. When I'm editing here, the restore here is look, the restore here. I could have stopped this. I could have removed this. I could just for my demo right now. Just what I need. It's just what I need. I don't need that, but I need that for the next step. So I'm going to show that the next step. Okay. So do we have it?
Okay.
I'm going to show you why I need the restore here.
Yeah.
Because actually I'm not restoring by the matching ID. I'm finding by the contact ID, and I'm going to show you why. And you will see that will blow you away. Why? Is because I have the right UI, the right user. I have the right tools on hand. I have the support. Now I can go far. I can go to pick mice from the Duros family. Okay, I can go there because I have the support. I have this window. Okay, so yeah, you say you have a couple questions. So
yeah.
What's the next one?
Yeah. So the next one was, so if you have 3,000, I think it's 3,000 records. In the main table, you have another 3,000 records in the shadow table. What prevents the same record from being edited by multiple people at the same time?
Nothing. It's two different tables. You can edit multiple times at the same time. There's absolutely no problem with this, because it's another table, and each time your relationship is unique. Your relationship is unique because you just created it with this. You understand? So you just created that. Maybe. Okay. Look. Today, the goal was to explain. The goal was to explain how you can. What's the name? How you can use FileMaker, and I wanted to demonstrate the power of building yourself what you need to have to because all of this cannot happen if you don't create this window. If you don't create this cursor window, forget about everything. Everything is gone, is over, is bye-bye. Okay? What I want to demonstrate is when you want to add something, when you have a goal, let's say you want to easily create new contact. I address that, with this cursor window, you can create a contact easily. Now you want to edit a contact and you want to cancel your editing. And now I'm going to show you. Yeah, no, you guessed it. Because I'm doing the right way, everything here. I'm using FileMaker. See, no craziness, no Java crap, nothing. Okay, I'm using set variable, which is very, very simple. Set field, blah. New window, blah. New record, set field, import. A perform find, a sort, a go to record. No, I mean, nothing it's crazy here. Nothing looping and going pieces and SQL and a bunch of JSON. No, I'm not doing that. The key is this import data. I'm going to talk about this import data. I'm going to have a full session, and maybe 2 days because the import dialog, guys, you are completely ignoring it because you don't know what you can get out of this guy. Look, if you remove import dialog, import script set from FileMaker, I'm quitting. I'm going to do another job because I cannot use FileMaker anymore. I can't. It's like, oh yeah, you cannot create new records. It's the same thing. For me, you remove this new record, delete record, I cannot use FileMaker. It's the same thing. All right. So, but I don't want to go too far today because it's not the point. The point is that my point was, if the version may be the answer your question. Yeah, I'm going to, yeah. So the goal was to demonstrate that FileMaker gives you tools, import, new window, layouts, fields, calculations, scripts, and then you use those things. Okay, you assemble them. So you use, I want to edit. So let's create a kind of a duplicated table, an editing table with the field I want, and then use the scripts. So I update from one table to another. I'm doing an update. It's not an import. It's an import, but it's an update, by the way. And then I can send back. So update is matching on both sides. Right? No relationship. Relationship is too cumbersome because relationship happen all the time. Happen when you commit. That's why you guys maybe have a problem maybe you try that technique and you use a relationship and it's a big mess. And I know that because I did it, right? I try. Here, I'm telling when it happens. I have the power of the relationship without the problems. I am the power. That's what I'm saying. I'm omnipotent. I do what I want. I'm the Q here. Okay, so now let's show you the big one. Okay, I'm editing and I have this. So it was that the latest I did. Then I have the Garon Nick. Then I have this one. I did. Then I have the Nick look. Then I have the Nick look like that. Then I have no way. So I have all the changes here. Let's say I want to go back to the Garon. So you see what happened here? Let's say I'm changing this. I'm the super Q. Okay? It's more than, So I click here and I have the super Q now. If I'm editing, so now I have super Q. So that's the new one I'm creating here. My version of 9 now is coming. That's the past version. So I have Q gone on. Each time I am creating an edition and I'm updating, I'm creating a new record. So since I have the new record, I'm looking for the records and I say and that's why here the advantage is you know who did it, because if Haley you do an editing, you will have Haley here, right?
Right.
So let's say you have a new user here, okay, a new user. I don't know if I have my password here. So, okay, so I have a new user here. Quit this, and I'll open recent. Okay, it was Nicola or Nicola. So now it's Nick. I'm here and I'm editing this one. So it's no longer admin. It's Nick Hunter. Admin did this. I did this one, and so I can change this and validate. So all of those are changes made by Nick Hunter. Okay. So here, so the advantage of this, you got the point here, and you have the revision here. Now, okay, I said, you know what? I want to go back to SuperQ, or I want to go back to Garon. So I want to go back here. Okay, I have a restore button. Okay, I'm restoring because that's a record. I have a record, and not only I have a record, but I also have the link here. Each time I created the link, so I have the link here. Each record this here have a different number here. See, you have a different number. All of them. So I'm using that link, that ID here, in my restore script. So the restore script what do? I'm setting variable the restore matching import. So that means I'm getting the ID that is here in that record. I close the window. I set the field with that ID, restore ID, in the contact. I'm using the import record to updates from the editing using that unique match ID, and then I do this. So I'm restoring. So now if I want to go back to the queue, not a problem. I'm going here. I'm going to queue, restore. I'm queue. Right? So no SQL, no thing, no problem. And it took me, let's say, 1 hour this morning to build that.
Oh, wow. That's not a lot.
So what is the questions? Because we have time for question now. We have 10 minutes for question. Nick, can you explain? So, so I have a question here. Let me see. But if someone is editing just after you export, no, because you use global. Okay, so Bilbo has a question. But if someone else is editing just after you export and while you're editing, no, because I use the global. So it's a global field. So in that what's the name? It's a global field for the update. So there's no problem. I don't want to go too deep in the explanation. When I'm going to do the import dialog broadcast, I'm going to explain all of those things. Okay. So that was the question, if somebody is editing the same UUID, the contact table, then can import back. Yeah. What is the perform find criteria? Oh, just, when I go to that table, when I go to the table, contact edits, when I go to the table contact edits, I just want to make sure that I'm going to the same contact ID, because I edit this record and I edit many other records. You know what I mean? So for example, here, see this one here. So let me show all records here. Show all records so that the perform fine. So I edit multiple times this one. So this one is the one I edited right now. So this is all the edits for that contact ID. So when I come from this and I edit, I want to make sure that I I did thing. I create a new record for the new editing right now, but then I want to make sure that list here, I want to make sure that is showing the right number, the right ID. Now, I'm doing the perform find because I didn't want to establish a relationship between contact and contact edit. If I do a relationship between contact edit, I can use a go to record instead of new window. So that's what I'm saying. I can optimize this even more and prevents the dialogue behind is the perform find. I can get rid of this. The behind you have a dialogue, that's the perform find dialogue. And as I said multiple times, perform finds are slow, and you need to avoid them as much as possible. For the demo, I didn't want to make the demo too complicated, so I used the perform find. But I could get rid of those two things and this one, and I could just say if I establish a relationship, between, if I just do this, right? I just do this and I use a go to record, I can get rid of this. But look, let's save that. Okay, let's save that for the import dialog explain broadcast that I'm going to do very soon, Haley. The first spot you have, you can put that in a calendar.
Okay, you said import export.
Yeah.
Okay.
No export. I'm not going to export. Doesn't need explanation. You export. The import dialog is the most important. Okay. And so I have another question here. Nick, share this technique. I love it. Shaves. There's so many lines. Yeah, exactly. So Nate Schneider, you on the point. You pinpoint the problem here. I save so many lines of code here. So many lines in the scripts. Using the import, the import dialog. Look, for example, let's say when you have a record. Let's say you want to duplicate an invoice. You have an invoice and you have invoice items. You want to duplicate all what is related to that invoice to a new invoice, right? So the import dialog is so great for that. I'm going to show you. It's after that, the import dialog will be your new best friend. What's the name? Things. What I'm missing? Thanks. I think that's what I will mean. Yeah. Thanks for the head. Learning how to export, import that way save my dozen of script lines and loops. Yeah, Scott. Yeah, Scott Keynes said, Nick, can you explain why right now in the demo you are getting the import dialog flashing? Yeah. So I just explained. Moki, I just explained. This is not the import dialog. It's a perform find dialog. I got my answer. Thanks. Why not quick find rather than perform find? I could use quick find too, but I prefer perform find here just for the visibility of my demonstration. I want the demo to be visible for you. I don't want to add one technique on top of another technique and stuff like that. Then you can figure out after that. If you master the quick find technique and you master that new technique I just show you now. Was it Bilbo? Yeah, Bilbo. Yeah. Then you can mix match both, and you can play with that. You can do your own stuff, right? The goal here was to Haley. Do we have any questions outside of?
Yeah, we're almost at 2:10, so I do want to cover one from YouTube from Danilo. He was asking a slew of questions, and there was a conversation going back and forth, but the last one of his is, if I edit 4 times every record, I have 4 times the number of records in the shadow table. So 80,000 records becomes 320,000 records.
Yeah, no problem. No problem, because you can manage this, And actually, as I said, you're not going to update all the fields. I'm not duplicating the what's the name? I didn't duplicate the table. I have 26 fields here and I have 17 here. So, and because I'm in a very simple kind of table here, let's say you have a much complicated table like that. So let's say you have a complicated table here, right? you have a complicated table.
Yep.
But you have this field is editable. Oops, I was in inspection where I was. Yeah. So this field is editable. Actually, this field is not editable because it's coming from the creation of the relay. So maybe the date is editable, the name is editable. Yeah, this is editable too. See, I have a very few editable. Out of this kind of layout, out of 57 fields, I might have 10 of 6 to be editable, right? So you're not duplicating. I'm not saying you have to duplicate everything. No. You duplicate. You're in your editing table. You put an editing what you want to edit. Now, last thing I want to show you right quick, because this was a big problem before. Not only, if you create a table, let's say you have a new field here, okay, right?
Okay.
And you create a new field, and you have a new field here too. So you want to this new field, you want to edit it. It's part of the edits process.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you created that, you need to go to the script and you need to add this from the editing import. You need to add this field, new field with new field, and you want to import it. Okay, so that's how it works. Now, before, okay, with FileMaker before FileMaker 18, okay, with the previous dialog, if you were doing this, for example, you rename this field, okay, you rename this field, and you don't, in the older dialog, the import would have been broken. So import here would have been broken completely.
Because you changed the name.
Here is not. Here is not. It's not. So let's say, see family members here, I'm importing here. Let's say I go there and family members, and rename it. Before doing this, would have been break everything. Even worse, let's say I have my new field here, right? I delete this new field. Delete it. I go there. If I go back to my import dialog, not only this didn't break, but now, it just ignored completely the new field that I removed. Before, all the order of those wouldn't match anymore. They would be completely off. You know what I mean? So it was a nightmare before. A nightmare, because you had to redo all of this all the time when you were creating a new field or deleting a field or renaming a field. It would have broken all the time. That's why I was using that technique before, but I wasn't advertising it, because it was pain in the behind. It was powerful, but pain in the behind, because I was building bugs all over the place. Okay, so now, and that was one of the first things that I asked FileMaker to Cloud/FileMaker, whatever. I asked them to fix is this: that if you rename a field, don't break, and if you remove a field, don't change the what's the name, the mapping here. Don't remap them. Okay, keep the thing here, right? So that one now, you can be confident using that technique because it will never get broken. Okay?
Got it. Okay.
So, any other questions?
Scrolling through, nothing. Nope.
Yeah. So so I think we're good for today. I think I don't know if we can find Miles, but we are in the Delta quadrant and we are going to look for Miles. But I think the warp speed is now working, and so look, it's a great technique. don't worry, guys. I'm going to give you this file at the end of the week, and you can explore all of that. But you can play yourself with this import dialog. So it's great. So Haley.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you everyone for joining us today, and Nick, thank you for showing us all these great techniques. And we'll be back tomorrow with you for day 4.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Guys just stepped up the whole way. Calm, cool, collected. The quarterback, great read, good patience. More importantly, great job up front protecting this quarterback to give you a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Try to rally down 10. 9:25 to go here in the 4th. Short motion by Amendola from the left. Brady takes the shotgun snap, stands in, throws it left for Amendola, reaches up and snacks a high throw and lands inside the 10, rolling to the 9. Ball slightly behind him, again he makes the grab.